Have you ever asked yourself what gives something value? Is it the gold behind it, the government stamp, or is it belief? What if belief alone could power a revolution? What if code, not currency, could reshape the world? Welcome to part 10 of our Bitcoin history series, a journey through the moments that changed how we see money, power, and freedom. Today, we unreveal the story of the Silk Road, a name whispered across forums, feared by authorities, and remembered by the crypto world forever. It wasn't just a marketplace, it was a test. A test of what Bitcoin could really do in the real world. A time when Bitcoin stepped out from theory and into controversy. And whether you agree with what happened or not, one thing is certain. This moment made Bitcoin impossible to ignore. February 2011. The world was changing. WikiLeaks was making headlines. People were questioning systems. And deep within the internet, something radical was born. The Silk Road. A marketplace unlike any other. Hidden, encrypted, untouchable. It operated on the Tor network, the dark web, a place where anonymity reigns. And it only accepted one currency, Bitcoin. The Silk Road didn't have flashy ads. It didn't want attention. It was a sanctuary for those rejecting the mainstream. It offered everything from books to medicine to illegal drugs, all transacted with Bitcoin. For some, it was freedom. For others, it was lawlessness. But for Bitcoin, it was a new chapter, a real world test, a functional economy. Bitcoin wasn't just code anymore. It was a currency being used, right or wrong, for real trade. Why does the Silk Road matter so much in Bitcoin's history? Because it was the first large-scale use case. Before this, Bitcoin was a concept, an idea passed between cryptographers and libertarians. The Silk Road turned it into a tool. Suddenly, thousands of people were using Bitcoin not just to invest, but to transact, to buy, to sell, to live outside the banking system. It gave Bitcoin traction, volume, purpose. It also introduced something powerful: privacy. In a world watching every move, Bitcoin became a way to move without being watched. And whether people used that freedom for good or bad, they used it. Bitcoin now had a heartbeat, a pulse, a reason to exist beyond theory. The Silk Road, for better or worse, accelerated Bitcoin's adoption. But not all attention is good attention. By 2012, the Silk Road had grown too big to stay in the shadows. Governments took notice. Investigations began. The media painted Bitcoin as the currency of crime, drug money, weapons, laundered cash. It was the perfect villain story. Bitcoin was no longer seen as revolutionary. It was now dangerous, a threat to banks, a tool for cartels. This moment challenged everything. Would Bitcoin be shut down? Would the government crash the dream? Would the people back away from the fire? Or would they lean in? When Silk Road was finally seized in 2013 and its founder Ross Ulbricht arrested, Bitcoin's price didn't crash forever. It stumbled, then roared back. Because even in the face of scandal, people saw something more. Bitcoin wasn't evil. It was powerful. And power, like fire, can burn or illuminate. The Silk Road era taught us two things. One, that Bitcoin could be used. Two, that it needed a new story. The crypto community responded. They built wallets, created exchanges, started educating the public. Bitcoin needed to grow up, and it did. Over time, the narrative changed from black markets to borderless payments, from drug deals to decentralized apps. Governments began studying blockchain. Corporations began investing. The same Bitcoin, once used to buy contraband, was now being bought by Wall Street. Bitcoin emerged from the shadows, not flawless, not perfect, but undeniably real. It survived, and survival is the first step toward revolution. So, what do we take away from this chapter? That even in darkness, innovation finds light. That even the most controversial moments can forge unbreakable technology. Bitcoin's journey wasn't born in boardrooms or banks. It rose from forums, from experiments, from a rebellion. The Silk Road didn't define Bitcoin, but it proved Bitcoin could not be ignored. To everyone watching, supporting, and sharing these stories, thank you. Your encouragement powers these stories. Your curiosity keeps history alive. This was part 10. But the revolution is far from over. Subscribe for part 11. As we explore Bitcoin's next step into legitimacy and law. Until then, stay bold, stay decentralized, and remember, the internet changed information. Bitcoin changed value. With love,